Welcome to Left-Handed Locksport. I'm the EJM3, and I'm absolutely loving this 70-degree weather we're having in the Northeast at the end of February. So, what do we have today? An announcement. The Lockpicking Advent Calendar, March 2017. This idea started as a post on the lockpicking subreddit by a beginner picker called Violent Crumble, asking which 31 locks to buy to make a picking advent calendar. I suggested an alternative, cheaper approach, which many seem to like. So here are the loose rules. Please feel free to modify them in any way you see fit. The ultimate goal is to get lockpicking every day in March and to have a good time, working towards the same goal simultaneously with people all over the world. So days 1 through 6, we're starting the month off easy. On day 1, populate one chamber with a standard pin. On day 2, add another standard pin to your lock. Populate one chamber each day until day 6. Days 7 through 12. Replace one of the standard pins with a spool pin each day. So on day 12, all 6 chambers should be populated with spools. On days 13 through 18, it's the same thing all over again, but now with serrated pins. Days 19 through 31, use any method you'd like to randomize all the pins each day for a new challenge lock until the end of the month. Each day of the month, I'll add a new post to the subreddit so we can share our success stories, failures, links to pictures and videos of our locks and our opens. The most important thing is to have fun and encourage participation in locksport. Perhaps you can loan an old lockpicking setup to a friend so they can start lockpicking with us. I hope that we can grow our wonderful community of puzzle solvers with this effort and throughout the month of March. So with that said, I would like to show you the key that I'll be using throughout the month of March. Doesn't look too challenging yet, but we still need to cut it. I realized that I didn't have a 6-pin key that was too challenging, at least not challenging for this calendar. So I'm going to make a Frankenstein key from 4 of the keys that came with my Sparrow's Night School and Reload kits. This one is the standard key that comes with the standard cutaway. And then these 3 are 3 that came with the reload kit. So I want a low, high, low, high, low, high. Similar to this pink one where we start off low and then we go high. But I also want a low, high, low, high. So I'm going to use the 9 from here, followed by the 2, then the 8, then the 2, then the 9, and then the 2. So this is what we'll get on day 6. Low, high, low, high, low, high. So in order to cut a key that will open this, it's nothing too special. I'm using the Bosnian Bill method, where I'm going to take some sandpaper, make this really, really smooth. And then mark with a black marker on here, put it in my plug, and then just mark off each one. So I'll fast forward through this process, and I'll get back to you once we have the marks of where we need to cut down this keyway. So now that I have a fully black top, this will make it very easy for us to see where the marks are going to be, where we need to make our cuts. So I'm just going to take this. It is, oddly enough, called a pick. I got this at Ace Hardware for $1 on super clearance. So I'm going to go down and just mark each one of these in the middle of the chamber. Alright, so there we go. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and right on the tip there we have 6. So I'm going to get this into a vise and just start filing down, and you'll see the process as I go. I'm going to be using this Cobalt hobby file set. This was $15, but the $5 one would have done fine. The difference is the metallurgy. This will last slightly longer, but if you're only making one, don't spend the cash. Alright, so we got the key in my drill press vise, and we're just going to go through each one of the marks and just put a 0 bitting on it. Okay, so now the idea is to file each one of these down using the plug and the pins we're going to use just to make a flush shear line on each one. So I'm going to start on this one. This is our first very, very deep cut. This is going to be a number 9, so this is going to take a little bit. Okay, so this is what it looks like after we got our first one done. As you can see, I started off a little bit too far forward and moved back. Once we put it into the plug, we can populate it with our first pin, the number 9, and you can see that it is flush with the plug. So now all we have to do is repeat for the other 5. And just constantly cut, check until it's flush like that one is. So the next 90 seconds is a whole bunch of editing. It took me over an hour to get this right, and it was mostly due to the key blank being a little bit too tall for the plug. Once I filed down the back of the key off camera, I put it into the plug and noticed that the key pin in the first slot was way too high. So I spent a lot of time filing down that first one. Now you can see that I'm filing down all the gaps in between the key pins. I wanted to ensure before I got too far into this project that the pins would ride along these ramps smoothly so I could get the key in and out. Once I got that first pin done, it was fairly easy to complete the rest. I didn't really have to do much to the 6th key pin, because it was already pretty much right at the height I needed with the downward ramp at the end of the key. All I had to do was round off that edge, and then sand everything down so the pins could ride smoothly. Alright, so that's our crazy bitting. Let's key it up and see if it'll work. This cut may be a little bit too short, but hopefully it'll still be long enough. It seems to be turning this way, but not that way. Which is fine by me, as long as I can take this key out. Oh, look at that. This was a little bit more daunting than I first imagined. But it looks like we have our our advent calendar pinning. So if you like this video, please click subscribe. Click over here to see day 1. That will be posted March 1st in Australian time at midnight, so we can get a worldwide effort going. And click over here to see my video number 2 on the left-handed lock sport, on a quick tutorial on how locks work and how they can be picked. Until next time, peace!